don't matter. Whether you're a brother or whether you're a mother, you're staying alive, staying alive. You feel the city breaking and everybody shaking. We're staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive. Well, now when I get low, when I get high, and if I can't get either, I really try. Got the wings of heaven on my shoes. I'm a dancing man, and I just can't lose. You know it's alright, and it's okay. I'm left to see another day. We can try to understand the New York Times effect on man. Whether you're a brother or whether you're a mother, you're staying alive, staying alive. Feel the city breaking and everybody shaking. We're staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive. Life's going nowhere. Somebody help me. Somebody help me out. Not going nowhere. Somebody help me. Yeah. You can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man. No time to try. Music's loud and women walk. I've been kicked around since I was born. Now it's alright. It's okay. You may look the other way. We can try to understand the New York Times effect on man. Whether you're a brother or whether you're a mother, you're staying alive, staying alive. Feel the city breaking and everybody shaking. We're staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive. Ow!
Well, that was just a fabulous way to get today started. Welcome to Brindle's Vision. I hope you enjoyed the opening from our very own OG Amelia with some classic Bee Gees Staying Alive. We love to get things funky and get things rolling here, especially before I start giving the messages, because they're not always as upbeat and funky. Well, maybe funky. And I remember to unmute. So there's that. And then we heard from Lauren BRT and the cast of Cheesy Harms bringing us an a cappella version of the Star Wars theme and many of the themes that are in those features. That was incredible. I saw that in the submission room and I was like, where can I put that? Oh yeah, I'm going to put it at the beginning because it's just fantastic. So, oh wow. Let me disclaim this broadcast real quick. According to Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, please allow fair usage of the music that we're presenting today. There are no copyrights. Unfortunately, we'd love to have them, but we do all have a Smule subscription, so hopefully that counts for something. We're getting muted more and more as we move forward. So here's your public service announcement. Even Restream is starting to catch on with copyrights, so we may be muted more and more going forward. I just hope that it doesn't reach Zeno, but intuition says get ready. So there's your PSA. And also anything that I talk about today, whether it be in the message that I give right after the first set or the cards as we go through, if it doesn't resonate, don't take it. If it does, hold it dear, take the message for what it is. It may not directly relate to you, but it might relate to somebody behind you or somebody that you know. So just always keep that in mind in any of the readings that I do here and the messengers as well. So let's jump right in. We have an interesting selection of music today. We're going to go from heavy to not so heavy to uplifting. It's going to be a journey, but it usually is. Let's kick it off with Bajorno, who is going to be bringing us I Am the Highway by Audioslave. And then we are going to complete the first set with Jonathan, and he is bringing us Open Wounds from Skillet. So let's hear from Bajorno.
Ooh, yeah. Gonna hop my heart up until my eyes bleed. Shut up and sing, man. Birds and swine bereft of me, long and weary my road has been. I was lost in the cities, alone in the hills, and no sorrow or pity for leaving I feel. Yeah, and I am like your rolling wheels. I am the highway. I am like your carpet ride. I am the sky. Top blue. Friends and liars, don't wait for me, 'cause I'll get on all by myself. I put millions of miles under my heel.
In the dark with the music on, wishing I was somewhere else, taking all your anger out on me. Somebody help, I would rather ride alone than spend a minute with you. I'm gone. And you can't stop me from falling apart, 'cause my self-destruction is all your fault. How could you hate me when all I ever wanted to be was you? How could you love me when all you ever gave me were open wounds? Open wounds. Downstairs the enemy sleeps, leaving the TV on, watching all the dreams we had turn into static. Doesn't matter what I do, nothing's gonna change. I'm never good enough. And you can't stop me from falling apart, 'cause my self-destruction is all your fault. How could you hate me when all I ever wanted to be was you? How could you love me when all you ever gave me were open wounds? Tell me why you brought me down and betrayed my trust in you. I'm not giving up, giving in. When will this war end? When will it end? You can't stop me from falling apart. You can't stop me from falling apart. You can't stop me from falling apart, 'cause my self-destruction is all your fault. How could you hate me when all I ever wanted to be was you? How could you love me when all you ever gave me were open wounds? How could you all I ever wanted to be was you. All you ever gave me were open wounds.
Wow, Jonathan, that was incredible. You are really mastering those screams, my brother, with some skillet and open wounds. Wow, just wow. I know that we learned just recently, last Friday, that skillet is one of your inspirations to why you enjoy singing and the messages, and you've been following them for God, since you were a kid. And to me, well, you still kind of are. But anyway, that was just incredible. I really enjoyed that. And before that, what a soothing message from Bjorno with "I Am the Highway." You know, when I think of Audioslave, I don't think of something that calm and just reminding us that life is a journey. It's not a broken down wheel. Sometimes it feels like that, but it's not really. But what a great message and performance. Thank you so much, Bjorno, for sending that in. I apologize to the Rice community. I'm not tagging the songs in. I will let you know who's coming up, but it's a juggle act still. I'm getting there, but I will start doing that as soon as I figure that into my routine. But if you look him up on Smule, it's DJ Bearman Pig. That is Bajorno's Smule ID. So go and check him out and join him and collaborate with him because he's incredible. And that was just an example. All right. So, I try and plan for these things, and every week I'm like, okay, what am I going to talk about this week? What am I going to talk about? And I had this weird inspiration, which, with Jonathan's song Open Wounds, it's synchronous because I had forgotten just what that message was in his song, and the guidance that I was given to what I was going to talk about. Well, you've heard me talk about The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's one of my favorite books. It has such an amazing message. And if you know what bibliomancy is, it's where you take a book and you just thumb through and let your guides tell you where to stop. And that's what you read. This is what it fell on. Imagine that the human mind is the same as your skin. You can touch healthy skin and it feels wonderful. Your skin is made for perception and the sensation of touch is wonderful. Now imagine you have an injury and the skin gets cut and infected. If you touch the infected skin, it is going to hurt. So you try to cover and protect the skin. You will not enjoy being touched because it hurts. Now, imagine that all humans have this skin disease. Nobody can touch each other because it is going to hurt. Everyone has wounds on their skin, so the infection is seen as normal. The pain is also considered normal. We believe we are supposed to be that way. Can you imagine how we would behave with each other if all the humans in the world had this skin disease? Of course, we would hardly ever hug each other because it would be too painful. So we would need to create a lot of distance between us. The human mind is exactly like this description of infected skin. Every human has an emotional body completely covered with infected wounds. Each wound is infected with emotional poison. The poison of all the emotions that make us suffer, such as hate, anger, envy, and sadness. An action of injustice opens a wound in the mind and we react with emotional poison because of the concepts and beliefs we have about injustice and what is fair. The mind is so wounded and full of poison by the process of domestication that everyone describes the wounded mind as normal. This is considered normal, but I can tell you it is not normal. Wow. I mean, can you imagine if everybody had the same idea? If everybody had to keep the same distance, that we could never understand the feeling of human touch. I mean, many people crave it, many people long for it and don't receive it. But they wouldn't know what it felt like if they were in a world that it didn't exist. So they wouldn't know what they were missing. There's so much. I could take an entire episode just talking about what that passage had to say and just unpacking it. But take from it the message that you needed to hear. And it's going to be expanded by the reading that's coming up after we play some more music. So let's get to Dogs of War. And this is being brought by Amelia Mizzi and Travis. So here we go. It's an audio, so I'm going to go away. Enjoy the song. If I click the right one.
Hear the devil calling. Hear the devil calling. When I hear the devil calling, God will pay him for what is due. I can't stop the dogs of war. I can't stop the dogs of war. See the fields burning. See the fields burning. When I see the fields burning, 'cause hell is coming through. I can't stop the dogs of war. I can't stop the dogs of war. Feel the river rising. Feel the river rising. When I feel the river rising, devils coming up from you. I can't stop the dogs of war. I can't stop the dogs of war. I can't stop the dogs of war. I can't stop the dogs of war.
Wow. Dogs of War by Amelia Mizzy and Travis. That was insanely good. And you have no idea how it's going to work into the first card of the message. But wow, what a haunting song. And before I get into the message, I want to go back to the Four Agreements because I noticed in the chat that it was being talked about. And yes, it is an incredible book. I literally sat and read it in one day out loud. I just read it out loud in one day. It's so moving and so relatable in so many ways. And it's one of the backbones of how I teach and what I share with people, because one of the agreements that especially one of the ones that I just honed in on was don't take things personally. One thing that Don Miguel goes further into is that includes yourself. And that's one of the hardest things not to take personally is your own judgment of yourself, your own beliefs, and your own whatever you feel like is limiting you. So if you haven't read the Four Agreements yet, I highly, highly recommend it, because you'll see things, you relate to things in new ways that you were like, oh, that makes so much sense. Okay. I pulled from the Egyptian Book of the Dead, or Oracle for today. And the first card actually is a great follow-up from Dogs of War, because it's Amit. Normally, this card speaks directly to the person when it appears. Today, it's speaking as a receiver. Some of you may be encountering a situation where you feel like you have to watch every move because your situation demands it. It could be a boss, could be a friend. Travis, have a great day. Thanks for stopping in. Something inside is screaming that all is not well. Fearful of the next move you make. You want to make sure that you're doing for them what they want, but it isn't sitting well. They're smiling, but it feels like a facade. You smile back, but it feels forced. That kind of exchange. Listen to the message very carefully, as this may manifest if you aren't experiencing it directly. Tune out if it doesn't resonate immediately. If it did, that person you just thought of is keeping something from you that affects you directly. If you struggle to show direct kindness to this person, there's a reason. Continue on with integrity and respect, but watch your emotional attachment to them. Deception is at play. This could also be asking to take a real look at real world situations. There's so much more than meets the eye to what we are all experiencing. Stay in your truth. Hold your ground, hold your head up, and walk tall with integrity and staying in your authenticity. Those who have power in our lives were given that role. Whether it's small scale or large, this is a truth. Follow your intuition. If it feels off, it probably is. So keep all of that in mind. Whether it's something that's happening right now in your life or something to look out for, just make sure that you are going through your life with your truth, your integrity, your authenticity. And that when you are smiling at someone, it's because you want to, not because you feel like you have to put on. We'll talk about that later because that's another card. But for now, we're going to hear from Shanna Bunny Fu and Tracy. And they're bringing us Poison and Wine from the Civil Wars. So enjoy.
You only know what I want you to. I know everything you don't want me to move. Your mouth is poison, your mouth is wine. You think your dreams are the same as mine. I don't love you, but I always will. I do love you, but I always will. I do love you, but I always will. I always will. I wish you'd hold me when I turn my back. The less I give, the more I get back. Oh, your hands can heal, your hands can bruise. I don't have a choice, but I still choose you. Oh, I don't love you, but I always will. I don't love you, I always will. I don't love you, but I always will. Oh, I don't love you, I always will. 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 Always will. I always will. I always will. I always will. I always will.
What an important message that we needed today from Shanna and Tracy with Poison and Wine from Civil Wars. Oh, wow. It is such a beautiful song. And I'm grateful to be hearing Tracy again. She had to step away for a bit with real life, but that's okay. She's back. And we're so grateful that she is around still. And it's a bittersweet message that we know we love someone. Sometimes we stop being in love with them. But no matter what occurs, we can still feel towards them and still hold space, even if they do us wrong. We can still hold space. But we don't have to drink the poison in the wine. We can keep it separate. All right, let's get back into the reading. Next up, we have Isis. This one goes out to the ones who don't idle well. Have you been having more difficulty lately with idling? Feeling like there's something else you need to be doing, but just can't figure out what that is? Maybe it's as simple as you need to take a break from the world so you can recalibrate. Maybe it's just making a decision to do something, anything, to get you back into motion. When you get into these moments, come into stillness. Set everything down. Close your eyes. Ask yourself, what is something that I can do right now? Then the first thought that comes to mind, do it. Or begin to make a plan to do it. This is a way you can get into motion when you feel like you are a parked car wasting gas. You ever have those moments where you just got in the car and drove until you felt like pulling over? Maybe this is one of those times to do something exactly like that. The easiest way out of anxiety is to do something, not sitting in it like you're glued in that moment. What will bring you joy now, right now? You can also ask yourself this question. If the answer is something that feels out of reach, pray for the revelation of how to get there. Then watch for the signs and be open to receive the signals that are being sent. This is something that a lot of people forget about, is that when you put out an intention, regardless of your belief, regardless of who you pray to, regardless of how you pray, it's heard. We could put it on a psychological level, we could put it on a spiritual level, we could put it on a religious level. It doesn't really matter which level you put this on, because it's heard and it's answered every time. It may not be immediate. It may not be what you hoped for. May not be what you wished for. It could take a completely different form from whatever you could imagine. But it's always, always, always answered. And it may not be today, but it could be once in your life. And I mistagged in the room. I do apologize. We do not have D coming up just yet. I need to bring that up again because I forgot who sang it. I apologize. Oh. I guess we'll just have to be surprised. So we got Once in My Life coming up right now.
For once in my life, I have someone who needs me, someone I've needed so long.
For once I'm afraid I can go where love leads me. Somehow I know I'll be strong.
For once I can touch what my heart used to dream of, long before I knew. Oh, someone warm like you would make my dreams come true.
For once in my life, I won't let sorrow run me. I'm like it run me before.
once I have someone I know won't desert me, I'm not alone anymore.
Oh, what I can say, this is mine, you can take it. As long as I know I have love, I can make it.
For once in my life, I have someone who needs me.
Someone who needs me, yeah. Someone who needs me. For once in my life.
Won't let someone hurt me, not like it hurt me before.
For once I had something I know won't disturb me. I'm not alone anymore. For once I can say this is mine, you can take it. As long as I know I have love, I can make it.
For once in my life, I have someone who needs me.
Someone who needs me. Someone who needs me. For once in my life.
For once in my life with the OG Amelia and Kitty Cat 3030. I apologize for forgetting that I had put that in. I forgot to put it in my list. So, but that was incredible. And like it was said in the chat, Stevie Wonder is hard to sing, and you ladies crushed it. That was incredible. Thank you so much. Because for once in my life, for once in your life, be you. Just don't tolerate anything less than being you and being the perfect you. And that's part of the next message that we have today, because we got the mask. Are you or someone you know putting on a happy face to get through the day? Or someone aligning with what Amit earlier had to say? Recognizing that there is something going on behind what is seen is quite often really difficult. Our spirit knows something isn't right, but we get to choose what we see in front of us, even if it means ignoring what is right there. If you're hurting, you think you can mask it from the world, but someone's going to see behind it. A morbid example lies in the picture on the card. Let me show it again, because we know what these look like. Egyptians would carve into the boxes they would bury the dead in. What lies inside is decaying, losing its beauty, but outside, the expectation of beauty remains. If what lies inside is decaying, then it's a clear indication that it needs time to be revealed to you and healed. If you have to force yourself to wear a smile, then you're only fooling yourself. Wishing there were a happier message in this today, but there is deception at play for many. Whether it's internal or external, it needs to be noticed and addressed to move forward and continue on the journey to authenticity. So whatever it is that you're feeling, you can smile. I'm not telling you not to. I would never tell you not to smile, not to express happiness on the outside. But know that if it is a forced or fake smile, it's going to be seen through. And someone that you know, or maybe not, is going to cross your path and say, "Are you okay? I know you." And the undertone will be, "Well, I know that you look okay. I know that you say that you're fine, but something just feels off." And this is what they're going to be thinking and feeling, something just ain't right. Are you okay? I mean, really okay? So one of the ways to Be happy is to choose it. One of the ways to experience joy is to choose it. And you can do so within your own integrity, within your own authenticity, and be you as you're healing, as you're continuing your journey. One thing, Sydney Banks, you've heard me talk about this before if you've followed me at all, is that no feeling is permanent. No thought is forever. Nothing is forever. You can be happy one moment and 2 seconds later, you're pissed off at the world. A few moments later, you're experiencing grief. A few moments later, you're experiencing, nothing is permanent. It moves in and out. So you can choose what you want to experience, how you want to experience it, and how it's going to affect your day, your life. And now we're going to hear from Dee and remind us that there's always tomorrow.
Sun'll come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Just thinking about tomorrow clears away the cobwebs and the sorrow. Till there's none. When I'm stuck in a day that's gray and lonely, I just stick out my chin and grin and shake. The sun will come out tomorrow, so you gotta hang on tomorrow, come what may. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow, you're always a day away. Gotta hang on till tomorrow, come what may. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow, you're always a day away. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow, you're always a You're always keep going.
Keep going, indeed. Dee, that was absolutely exquisite. I love that song. I know a lot of people are like, oh God, it's Annie. But no, that was absolutely gorgeous. I love that song. My sister and I, when we were kids, she made me watch Annie almost every day. To the point, excuse me, that I knew all of the words to everyone. And I was like, oh God, she wants me to watch it again. but that song is one of my favorites of all time, and it doesn't get old. And that was absolutely gorgeous, Dee. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, we got one card left. Mutt. Okay, finally, a bit of relief. A gentle hug from the cards, reminding you that all will be okay. These moments we have been pointing out are all temporary, like I mentioned before. Nothing lasts forever. You just have to give yourself permission to keep moving forward. Mutt is like the warm embrace from a mother's arms. Could be equated to Mother Earth or even Mary. Remembering that you are held, you are loved, you are capable. You are worthy of receiving all the joy that can be had in the world. These artisans of deception do not control you unless you allow them to. Those pangs of the past do not have to dictate who you are tomorrow. You get to. And this is the gentle nudge that you've been hoping for to remind you of that. Things are about to change, and the more you hold yourself dear, the better you'll be able to receive those changes. Increase your feelings of gratitude. I'm going to share a mantra that I created with my ChatGPT just today. Today, I walk like I am already seen. Today, I move like I'm already paid. Today, I breathe like I am already whole. You've got this. And Mutt is here to remind you of that. You are so much more than you will ever, ever understand, know, or comprehend. And there's so much more to life in these times when we don't know what to expect from one day to the next. And that's a perfect lead-in for the last song before I go to my shameless plugs and close up the show.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling,
It feels like years since it's been here.
here comes the sun. Here comes the sun,
And I say,
it's alright. Little darling, the smiles returning to the faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I say it's alright. Sun, 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 here we come. 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 Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, and I say it's alright.
And it's all right because the sun's coming out. And I posted it on the screen, but I want to repeat it so that you can hear it. Fantastic Pop Channel mentioned in the chat. The sun is always shining from inside all humans who believe and give it without return. Let your inner sun shine. Share it with the world around you. And Alan and the rest of OSJ Official, thank you so much. That was incredible. You know, I gotta say that the more I hear other people doing the Beatles, the more I enjoy their music. Because I grew up not being a huge Beatles fan, but hearing other people do it, and especially when it's done as well as that was, I love it more and more. So thank you for helping me to see things differently and giving it a different flavor so that I could enjoy it, and as well as other people that are tuned in. So that's pretty much my show for the day. I want to remind everyone who is in Evolve and Emerge. That's my private Facebook group. And this coming Sunday is the next Risers in Flight call. And it's only available for members of Evolve and Emerge. You'll see the link in the description below this video on YouTube. So click that link, request to join, and come into the community. We have great conversations where you don't have to type it, you can actually talk to me on camera. So give that a shot, give that a try, because I am a heightened awareness coach, and I do so much more outside of Rise Radio that tries to help you guys rise from your ashes of emotional trauma and get into your authenticity and, discover those internal phoenixes that we all have. To close up today is a collaboration that I did with Sparkling She-Wolf, also known as D. And it's going to bring the tone down just a little bit, but it came out so magical that I had to share it. Because she was like, okay, I did this here. Want to add anything to it? So I just got out the brush strokes. And what we created was magic. And I want you to share that with you. And it's called Nothing Else Matters. It's a different cover from what you're used to. Be sure to love yourself. I love each and every one of you. I may not show it, but I do. If you ever think that I don't, you're wrong. Keep going. Make it a great day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, tonight over on Zeno.fm/rise is the Rock Rewind at 8 p.m. And it's going to be a special show, so you're not going to want to miss it. And tomorrow I'll be back with Phoenix Talks with Diane, and we're going to be talking about life transitions and some of the triggers and what to expect on that. All right. See you then.
what they do. Never cared for what they know. But I know trust I seek and I find it.